Hey, what's up everybody? Pat Petrini here, and this is the next video, or kind of the first video in my video series here, Reinventing Network Marketing. The working subtitle of my book, when I was, if I turn this book into a book, or this video series into an actual book, the working subtitle that I have right now is what marketers need to look for before joining a company and what founders need to think about before starting one. So that's really kind of what where this is coming from, is I'm trying to throw some ideas out there of what we should all be aware of, and I'm certainly not promoting any one company in this video series. And in fact, I will tell you that this is in some ways kind of my wish list for what network marketing should look like, and I don't think that there is one single company out there that meets all of this criteria that we're going to be covering in this series. I can't think of one that would be hit everything perfectly as the way that I think that a company should be structured. Maybe someday I'll start one and do it my own way if I can't find somebody else to do one. Anyway, so I'm titling this one "What Happened to the Customer." So first off, let me just throw out some quick terminology that we're going to use in this video. I'm going to use the terminology customer and marketer. I don't like the term distributor as much because we don't really distribute anything anymore. I like the term marketer because that's really what we're doing. We're marketing the products or services of the company that we represent. But I want to be really clear. When I say customer, when I use the term customer, I'm talking about somebody that is purchasing the product or service that a company is providing with zero interest in marketing that product or service. Somebody that did not come on board with any financial interest of building a business, making an income, anything like that. They solely are purchasing the product or service for the sake of purchasing the product or service, and that's it. And that's how I define customer for the purpose of these videos. So when I say that the title of this video is "What Happened to the Customer," here's what I mean by that, is that to the best of my knowledge of how the network marketing model came about, I don't know if 100% if this is historically accurate, but from what I understand from the people that I've spoken to, is that the way that the multi-level marketing model or network marketing model kind of came about is that way back in the day, depending on who you talk to, 50, 100, 150 years ago, sales has always had a big turnover, right? The turnover rate for salespeople is always very high. And so in order to try to create some equity for a salesperson, well, actually, before I even say that, what's the purpose of a salesperson? Purpose of a salesperson, and sorry if there's a little background noise with the wind, but the purpose of a salesperson is to, to acquire and retain customers, right? So the whole idea behind network marketing, building multiple levels of salespeople, was to create equity for salespeople, so that if one salesperson brought on another salesperson, they now had kind of some equity. They had something to lose, and the idea was to have too much to lose to leave, so you could retain your salespeople better, because if they had salespeople underneath them that they were getting paid overrides on, they'd be less likely to leave. Your turnover would go down, and so they could get paid off of their own efforts, but also off of the efforts of others. And but still, the purpose of a salesperson was to acquire and keep customers. And somehow over the years, in the network marketing world, we've sort of forgotten about that. We kind of have this justification in our mind that, well, yeah, it's still, we're getting customers, but they're all marketers, right? I mean, most people, when you go to most opportunity meetings, you listen to most webinars, you listen to most of the pitches out there in the network marketing world, it's all about the opportunity, it's all selling the dream, it's all about, get in, and there's very rarely ones that are solely focused on the product or the service that is being offered. And even if you talk to most top earners, I would argue if you talk to most top earners in most companies, and if you were to ask this one single question, and actually ask any, the executives of any company this one single question, what's the percentage split of the revenue that comes in to your company from customers versus marketers? For the vast majority of them, based on my experience, I haven't done a study on this or anything like that, but I feel pretty darn confident in saying this. I think most people that have been around would agree with this, is that for most of them, it is well over 50% of their revenue is coming from marketers that are paying in, that are buying the product or service, paying into the compensation plan or whatever. And probably most of them have well under 50%. Many of them probably well under 30 or even 20% of their actual revenue is coming from real, legitimate customers. Customers, again, people that didn't come in with any interest in building the business or making any money or anything like that. Now, people will argue, well, why is that important? And I'm going to get into that in probably the next video. Why is it so important to have customers? Which I think is a funny question, because it's only in the network marketing world that you have to talk people into the idea that customers are important. In every other business on the planet, it's really well understood that your customer base probably needs to be bigger than your sales force, or that you need customers. It's only in the network marketing world that people seem to think that like customers are like an optional thing, and who cares if your whole business is built of marketers? They're all ordering the product anyway, so they're all customers, right? It's the same thing. It's not the same thing. And there's some major problems that come out of that, that we have experienced in the network marketing world for years. So anyway, that's kind of my question that I'm posing here is, what happened to the customers? Why is it that we have all these companies that are so internal consumption? They're so sort of marketer-centric models, where the majority of the company is marketers who have gotten marketers who have gotten marketers who have gotten marketers, and very few actual customers. You've got marketers making $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 a month, and you say, how many customers do you have? They say, oh, I don't even focus on customers. Customers are a dead end. You get a customer, what are they going to do? I make $5 a month off of a customer. I focus on bringing on other marketers, because marketers can get other marketers can get other marketers. And therein lies the problem, lies a really, really fundamental, serious problem of most of the models. It's not just a problem because it attracts regulatory agencies like the FTC and things like that. It's a problem because it makes the entire business fundamentally, inherently unstable. It makes it, you're signing your death wish as a company in the future, or at least signing, sort of making a promise not to grow in the future because of trying to take immediate gain as a sacrifice for long-term stability. So anyway, that'll all make sense in the next video, but that's the question that I pose right now, is what happened to all the customers? That's one of the things we're going to explore a little bit in this video series, talk about why we've forgotten about customers, why it's so important to get back to customers, and how, very simply, how we can do that in the network marketing world. And final little note, you'll notice I really hate using it's kind of like a little pet peeve of mine. I don't use the network marketing industry. I don't like calling it a network marketing industry, because it's not an industry. It's a model, it's a business model. The reason that it has kind of become an industry is kind of like a closed unit, right? Like people that are in the plastics industry, plastic manufacturing industry, they all kind of work together because they're kind of like their own unit. In my opinion, part of the reason why network marketing has become like an industry instead of a model is because we've built this little tiny world for ourselves, where you come in, you learn how to recruit other people, and you then teach them how to recruit other people. And because it's become something that is not a super sustainable model, and has gotten kind of like, poisoned a little bit, it's prevented the network marketing model from actually being adopted by so many other industries. So now what we're stuck with is this network marketing industry where we all just try to recruit each other, and we gradually bring in, other people here and there, but we keep ourselves so much smaller than we could be, because we are using these inherently problematic models that we're going to talk about fixing in these future video series. So thanks for watching. See you on the next video.